Hello, Kurt Haig here. This video shows the upgrades that I made to the timer app that we built in mobile app development class. I made a total of 2 upgrades plus 1 adjustment that kind of helped personalize the app a little bit. The first upgrade that I made is that I added a sound that plays anytime that the timer is stopped. So I'll play that for you. Start the app, and then when I press stop, that sound plays. The same sound plays if it stops on its own, just by the time running out. The other upgrade that I made is actually a splash screen that I'll show you in a minute by reloading the app. And then the other adjustment that I made is, you may have noticed when the app started that I actually had it default at 60 minutes and 0 seconds. I actually decided to do that because my splash screen has an hourglass motif, and I thought it was kind of silly that the app couldn't actually time an hour. So I added the number of minutes that it can go up to, made it all the way go up to 60, and then also made it default at 60 minutes and 0 seconds, just to go with that hourglass theme. Okay, so I will reload the app to show you the splash screen, and then I'll switch over to show the code. I'm sorry, the screencasting is having a bit of lag. Alright, so that's what it looks like. There are white bars, but that actually, after doing research, that actually has to do with the fact that this is still because it's still going in the building process. If this app was actually to be finished and downloaded, I don't believe those would be there anymore because of some parts that I put in the code. It has to do with the fact that it's creating the bundle and downloading it. Anyway, I can explain more of that later. Let's get into the code before the video gets too long. Okay, so the 2 big changes, obviously, was not the adjustment to the timing, but the sound and the splash screen. Both involve the assets over here. The splash screen, actually, I could have just done the first step, which was just go into Paint and adjust the existing splash screen, which is what I did. But then I decided to do a lot more research in how to improve the splash screen. So there's actually a lot of code in here, including some imports up here of a splash screen, an asset, and this image. And then code that's kind of interspersed all throughout. That I did this to make the splash screen a little more professional. It prevents there from being a blank white kind of transition between the splash screen and when the app actually loads. By going through, well, here's some of the code right here. It caches the image, and it I'll find it up here. When you actually start rendering, oh yeah, here it is. When the app actually renders, I have this if statement here that until everything is all loaded up and ready, it will show the splash page, and then this calls function down here. And then it won't hide the splash screen until this is called, because everything is ready to be shown. That way there isn't an unprofessional looking transition between. What I was mentioning earlier about the white bars on the side, this resize mode equals cover should actually be causing the image to cover up the white background completely. And like I was explaining earlier, the reason that it isn't working, as far as I can tell from all the information online, is because of the fact that the app is still being developed and downloaded, and as it's downloading, it actually just automatically goes to this Splash PNG without going to the code yet. So anyway, Now I'll show the code for the sound. So that also starts with imports. I had to just import audio from this Expo AV. That required a quick install, but other than that, it was actually more simple than I expected. All you have to do is create a sound object, and then I set it up so that when you press the start button, it loads up the sound from my folder in the assets, and then when you press stop, it actually plays the sound. This required a bit of trial and error and research because it took a while for me to figure out how to make it work that if you were going to press the buttons several times, that it wouldn't show error messages like trying to load the same sound more than once. So the way that I did it is actually have it first unload whatever's there before trying to load again. That way it doesn't try to double load and cause an error message. So other than that, yeah, there was just the adjustment that I made to the time. That wasn't really new code, it was just kind of adjusting what was already there. I made the default state 60 minutes and 0 seconds, and then made the array of minutes have a length of 61 instead of 10. And those are all of the changes that I made. So, thanks for watching.